Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Comic Book Dudes. This is our special Ant-Man edition. This is where we
Yeah.
where we just steadily move away from the camera and shrink, and then we get bigger again. It's awesome. So, sorry. I'm Aaron Clutter, editor-in-chief of Comic Booked. With me, as always, is Justin Paget.
Managing editor over at Comic Book. How's everybody
That's right.
doing?
So this weekend, we both got to go see Ant-Man, Marvel's big movie for
Mm-hmm.
this part of the summer. We didn't go together because I'm in Maryland and he's in Georgia, but we did get to go. Um, so we just wanted to talk about that a little bit and give our 2 cents worth for what some people I believe are mistakenly calling Marvel's failure for this year,
Mm-hmm.
the bomb or whatever for the summer. I just think that's silly. I mean, this whole um, it won the box office for the weekend.
Right,
Sure, the box office was a little slow, but still, it came out with a fairly decent, $58 million for the weekend,
right,
compared to Minions, which was in its second week, um, to hit 50 million. You know,
right. The other new movie that came out this week, I think it only got like 23 or something like that. So
a Trainwreck was 30. Trainwreck was the one with Amy Schumer,
okay, well that was the
and
other new one this week. Then.
yeah, and then I think what else was there? Like the Gallows was the other new one, right?
Didn't hear about that one. Sounds like a horror movie.
It was. It was about a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of kids who. Let's see. I'm sorry. It was about a school that put on a play, and some kid dies in the process of the play being put on, and so then they don't do the play, and then it's like the 10th anniversary or something, and so they're going to put the play on in memory of blah blah blah, and somebody
Mm.
comes back and starts killing people. So it looks like a Paranormal Activity ish type scary movie, but my daughter and I might go. We'll see. Um, it looks pretty good. Scary movies, as scary movies go. So, anyway, Ant Man.
Hey
Um,
man,
this was pretty cool. You know, I've liked the different incarnations of Ant Man. And maybe everybody doesn't know how many different Ant Men there have been in the comics.
more than two.
More than two, and two of them actually created by the same guys. So that was kind of interesting. So of course we have Hank Pym, who's the original Ant Man. Um, Scientist extraordinaire, created the Pym particle or discovered the Pym particle and harnessed it for use in shrinking and eventually growing, which is later down the road. Um, but that's pretty cool. So
Hank
he's
Pym
in the
is a
movie.
lot of guys. He's a lot of
That's
characters.
right. That's right. Ant Man and what's he got? Ant Man,
Giant
Giant
Man.
Man. Was he Stature as well?
No,
Something
that's
like that.
just
That's
that's
a girl.
Cassie. That's Cassie.
Oh, that's right.
He was
Um,
also Yellow Jacket, and
oh, he was Yellow Jacket. Yep.
yeah, Yellow Jacket was a good guy.
Yep. Back in the day.
Uh,
So
I really liked it. I think this, maybe this movie didn't have the $100 million box office that the other ones have, but I think this one is going to be like one of those word of mouth movies. Like next weekend, it's probably going to do about the same amount of money, something like that. Like it's just going to build. I think.
yeah. Well, what I liked about it, and this is, this is really my take on Ant Man. This was Marvel saying, we can make a movie about a guy that not everybody's heard of, that has really never technically been in a movie or TV show before,
You're right.
hasn't really had a huge coverage even in comics. I mean, he's had a couple of series and he's been in Avengers and he's been in,
But
other books,
nothing that
but
ever lasted. Yeah.
no, not like, a Batman ongoing or Avengers ongoing or anything like that. I mean, this is a minor character, even though he's not, because he's one of the founding Avengers technically in the
Mm.
comics. And we can make a comedy and we can not suck.
Yep.
I mean, it was, because really, it was a good movie. It was
It was.
funny. It had action. It had great special effects. It had some really interesting thinking points, as you're going through. It sets up a lot of potential future movies, which is awesome. Because from this, we could have adventures in the subatomic universe.
Yeah, well, that's one of the key things is in the second one because you would think that they may make a second one now.
Yeah.
Um, would they go after Janet?
And where he says, and there's so anyway, there's this whole thing in the movie, and we'll try not to spoil it, but the whole idea is that Hank had been Ant-Man back in the old days, and he quit being Ant-Man. So he's kind of looking for his predecessor. That's what we're dealing with in this movie. Scott Lang is kind of a ne'er-do-well at this point. I mean, he just has had bad luck. He was a hacker and had hacked into the security system of this company, took money from a company that was taking money from people, gave it back to those people, then he got arrested. So went to jail, gets out, and
he's like a Robin Hood.
Basically, yeah, he didn't keep the money for himself.
No, he refunded it.
Right, which was pretty cool. And people actually liked that about him, but he's an ex-con, so it's hard to get a job when you're an ex-con. So he, tries Baskin-Robbins. That didn't work out so well. It was kind of funny, actually. I love that scene because the guy's like, I'd like to get a burger. He's like, it's Baskin-Robbins, dude. We have ice cream. Whatever you have hot and fresh. Just love the references to like the different fast food places. It was pretty funny. So, but that was great because then it kind of feeds into his despair at, okay, he's separated, divorced from his wife. His daughter still idolizes him, but he wants to really be able to provide a stable environment for her so he can get back to being able to see her. Right now he can't. And that's probably the hardest thing for him is that separation from his daughter. So he starts grasping at whatever he can get, basically this job to rob some old guy's vault in his basement. And that's what leads into him discovering the suit and eventually becoming Ant-Man. So it's pretty cool. Paul Rudd is I like him. He's been in some great movies. I mean, Role Models, Anchorman, those were great. I didn't see, what was Our Idiot Brother?
I didn't see that one either.
I didn't see that one.
It's on my Netflix. You just haven't
watched
it.
Yeah. But he's been in some pretty good movies that I've really liked. So, from a comedy perspective, I was expecting some jokes and some funny, and it was funny. I liked it.
Yep, there was a good mix, and it was. It felt like the first time that Marvel tried to actually tell a story and develop a character. Like it was more of a story-driven movie, more so than any of the other ones that are more action. There was plenty of action in this one, I'll say, but there was a lot of good like story development. I really liked Evangeline Lilly in it.
Yeah, and that was neat too because I hadn't seen her in anything forever. I mean, since Lost.
Since Lost, yeah.
I think she's been in a couple things in between, but
she was in the Hobbit stuff.
Oh, that's right.
So, just finished that.
Yep. So it was an interesting movie because it does, like the typical Marvel movies have been, introduce some characters, set up a big major thing, and then have them save the day.
Mm-hmm.
And this still kind of follows that pattern, but you've got more of a, establish the character, kind of his background, set you up to be emotionally attached to him more than you are to Thor or Captain America. It's almost like those characters are so big that you can't get emotionally attached to them.
Right.
And then here you have this much more personable character, much more normal, guy off the street kind of guy that we can all relate to. And he's for the little man because isn't he right? He's little and he shrinks down really tiny. Yeah.
Without spoiling anything, I'll say that I know that people have seen it as part of the trailers now of the interaction between Falcon and Ant-Man, and I thought that was awesome.
That was really good.
I didn't expect that type of interaction between them.
Yep.
I'll say that. So that's definitely a part that is worth seeing in the movie, seeing on the big screen.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And, the action, the fight scenes and everything were really great. I think everything was done very well. The cast of characters, we talked about Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly. Michael Douglas was Hank Pym. I really think he did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
Evangeline Lilly plays Hope Van Dyne, who is Hank's daughter. Corey Stoll. I really like Corey Stoll. I think his part in that first season of House of Cards was probably like my favorite role I've ever seen him in. But he plays a great bad guy, and he is a bad guy in this movie. He's just excellent as Darren Cross. Really liked him in this. He plays the crazy just enough, so it's pretty cool. And who else? The guys
Michael Pena. Michael Pena did a great job
as Luis.
He was hilarious.
Oh my goodness, his whole telling the story was just hilarious. I mean, the way he tells the story with his own, like, putting words in people's mouths, and the way that they did the filming for these different scenes.
Right.
It's like, okay, Luis, I just want the facts. And he's like, okay, so I was out with this guy and we were doing this thing and we were looking at this expressionist painting, and I'm not really an expressionist. I'm more, it's like,
right. Yeah.
Come on, just get to the point. So very funny. I mean, it was good. It kept the mood of the movie light, even though some of the stuff was very serious and very, very dark, especially when you talk about Hank and kind of what happened, because they, not to spoil that, but what happened with his wife, with Janet. The nice thing I like here is that they set it in such a way that you don't have Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne right now in the current time period. You have Hank Pym was Ant-Man with, like, the original Avengers. I mean, in a way, back in the day, or the Defenders, or whoever, right?
Whoever he was with, and that was during, like, the Cuban Missile Crisis type era. Or well, no, even it was the 80s. It was the 80s. Never mind.
Well, the 80s was when he kind of told them where they could stuff it right at the beginning, and that was cool. So the intro scene to this movie is great because it sets us up with kind of the end of his career with the government. He had worked with them before, and he severs ties. He walks into this meeting with Howard Stark, with Peggy Carter. These are personalities that we already know from stuff. And Howard Stark is older, so it's a different character, but it's the guy that plays Roger from Mad Men. So that was pretty cool. John Slattery was great in that. He makes a couple little jokes there, and I'm like, oh, that was good. But
he was Howard Stark in Iron Man 3. They just dyed his hair.
Was he?
Yeah, in the video, in the film reel.
I'll have to rewatch that because I didn't recognize him there. Huh?
Yeah,
that's funny. Okay, that's interesting. Now, it's definitely a different character different actor plays him in Peggy Carter, in Agent Carter.
Yeah, and in Captain America: The First Avenger.
Right, that's right. So, but it was interesting because you have that kind of the friction between Pym and Stark that's shown there very clearly. So we know something bad happened to Janet. She's gone. We don't know really. We do find out what happens to her, and that plays an important role in the future, I would say, of Ant-Man and potentially the Avengers or whatever. I mean, maybe opens up, hey, Micronauts, right?
And it was said, like, after this, or just last week, around the same time as the release of the film, that they did sign Evangeline Lilly to 3 more films.
Very cool. Okay, and we can't tell you why. But that was cool too. At the end of the movie, cool. Kind of the reveal there of what she's going to be doing. So
you knew it was coming. You kind of felt it. So it was good.
Yeah. Yep. And Yellow Jacket is the bad guy in this one. He's Cross's development, trying to duplicate Pym's formula of shrinking. So you have that rivalry. It was really good. All the way around, I liked this movie. My son and I went to see it. We laughed through the whole thing. There was probably only 10 people in the whole theater because we went for like Sunday afternoon, but it was a lot of fun. It was good. Nice. So, yeah. Other Ant-Man related stuff right now going on. We are doing a giveaway on one of our other videos, and I'll go ahead and show you what we've got for the giveaway, and we'll add that to this. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it is Ant-Man. He's in a plastic bag because he likes bondage stuff. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make any personal statements about Ant-Man's preferences there. But this is Bleacher Creature from BleacherCreatures.com. It's a little Ant-Man plush. So we are giving away potentially 2 of these. And all you have to do is know the connection between Ant-Man and The Walking Dead. And all you have to do is come up with it's just one thing that's a connection between the 2 of them.
How are they connected? What connects them?
It's very simple. If you look at and we'll tell you, there are 4 different guys who were Ant-Man. 2 of the guys, not the other 2, not Hank Pym and not Scott Lang, but the other 2 guys are the connection. So look at that. And it's not their name, obviously. It's something related to them. But take a look at that. If you will comment on this article, or I'm sorry, comment on this video with that answer, you can be entered to win one of these plushes. We're going to give away 2 of these. One of them for the first 10 comments, and then one of them for the comments after that. So if you're one of the first 10, you'll get entered in right away. We have another video up, so we'll take the first 10 from both videos for the first drawing pool. So, all you gotta do is comment.
It's very easy. Very cool plush.
Yep, very neat. I want to keep one. And you can go on bleachercreatures.com. If you don't feel like commenting, go to bleachercreatures.com and buy your own. It's $20. So, or you can get one for free just by commenting. Whichever. If it's worth $20 to you not to comment, go ahead and buy your own. So, as far as a review goes, I would definitely give Ant-Man a 4 overall, 4 stars out of 5. I would give it, a 4 for story, because story was pretty solid.
Yeah. It was a good origin. It was a good origin.
Yeah. Yep. I would give it a 5 for special effects. Special effects were really cool. And we watched it in 3D, which, it was cool. I mean, it was good. It was fun, but it probably could have been just as fun without the 3D. But there were some great scenes. There's a scene where, and this doesn't really spoil anything, but there's a scene where Scott is in the Ant-Man suit and he's tiny and he's riding this bed of ants. And they're floating down this drain pipe or this pipe, and you're watching it from behind. And so in 3D, you're seeing, going down through the water splashing, and it was pretty neat. I mean, it was the effects were well done. It didn't look like some stupid movie where they went, oh crap, we should do this in 3D too, and then go back and make it in 3D. So I think they did a good job with that. Not sure it was worth $17.50 a person to go see, but yeah.
Wow. The difference is like $6, I guess, because it was 11 something.
I think it's $12.50 regular at our theater, so it's $5 difference.
Cheaper in the South. Also, the Pym building that blew up, because buildings blow up in every movie. That's not a spoiler. That's here in Atlanta. You can see that building from the interstate.
Very cool. Yeah. I did see the thanks to the state of Georgia for letting us destroy things thing at the end of the movie, so I thought that was kind of cool.
They didn't really blow the building up.
No. But it was neat. I mean, overall, definitely worth seeing. I would recommend this movie, not just to Marvel fans, but any fan of a sci-fi action kind of movie. It pushes.
This is a heist film.
It really is.
It's a heist movie. That's what it is.
Yep. And it takes scientific ideas and pushes the realm of possibility, just like good science fiction should. It should take a principle from reality and then expand it out to where, could this possibly be true? So it's neat. Overall, yeah. I mean, I'd give this a high 4 even. So high 4.
High 4. I would do that too. Now I want somehow like a Hank Pym, Reed Richards movie where they just sit around and like try to solve things.
That'd be so boring. It'd be like yelling across the thing, pi times 2. No, it's negative I.
I need another whiteboard. This Sharpie's out of ink.
Yeah. And Reed would reach over with his arm and pull it back in. Here you go. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, like I said, we know Ant-Man's going to be in Civil War, Captain America Civil War, so we'll be able to look for him for that. And remember, folks, if you see this movie, stay for a mid-credit scene. Yep. And a post-credit scene. There were several people in the theater that stayed for the mid-credit scene and then left and didn't see the after-credit scene.
Ours too. Yeah, and the mid-credit scene was good. I think that was really kind of a key. The after-credit scene, my son was like, we stayed for that. But it was cool because it kind of sets up something very important in the future. And, we know the next Captain America movie is Civil War. We all know that. So this really sets the stage for that next step. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was worth seeing. And then don't forget, you stay for the after credit scene that actually plays right before the next showing of the movie starts. And that's like Naked Howard the Duck or something dancing with anyway. So
it was nuts. Really. And also remember to look for all the Easter eggs, such as the mention of Spider-Man.
That's right. And there was kind of a harken back to an old the original film appearance of Ant-Man back in the old Saturday Night Live cartoon, or not cartoon, sorry, Saturday Night Live TV show.
Right.
One of the sketches. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was well worth seeing. I recommend it. So
Yep.
Check it out this week. It did, like we said, it did win the box office. Anything else we want to talk about with it?
No, I mean it is not the lowest Marvel opening, so it's good.
No, that's very true. Yep. So we have a lot to look forward to with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We've got a lot established so far. Ant-Man was a perfect key, kind of fit in there between. You had the Age of Ultron was the huge movie for the year, and so this was just kind of like icing on the cake. It was like, hey, we could do another movie, and people will go watch it, and it'll be awesome. And
right. This was a good, break from that, and a good addition to the Marvel Universe. It opened up more characters, and it showed them that this would work. You know what I'm saying? So now we may get, some more off characters maybe in Phase 4. Since, Civil War starts Phase 3.
Yep. So that'll be interesting. All right, everybody. And, if you want to catch up on Ant-Man in the comics, I mean, you can go back to Tales to Astonish, which was also referenced in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Tales to Astonish was his original first appearance. I don't remember the issue. I'm sorry. I'm not cataloging all that stuff in my head.
12?
It was a long time ago. 12? Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I heard it somewhere recently. That's the only way I know it.
Okay. You can catch him in Old Avengers. There's the current Ant-Man series, which is actually really good. Is it current still, or did it end?
No, it's still going on. And if you've seen the movie and that's the Ant-Man you want, the current series is where to go, because that is Scott Lang. And that is written kind of like the movie. So
yeah, I really like that series.
Well.
It's been a lot of fun. That first few issues I picked up. I mean, he's out of prison trying to make a way for himself, and he's got the Ant-Man costume. He's trying to get a job, and his wife and daughter move away to Florida. Mm-hmm. So he goes with them, and his apartment is a little Barbie doll house that his daughter buys, and then he lives in it at her house. So it's kind of funny. Just the situational comedy is great. So I really like that. But yep. So there's a lot of options out there if you're interested in finding out more about who this character is. There's a lot of resources, a lot of comics out there to check out. So we hope you do.
Any other questions, leave a comment below and we'll get to it.
Yep. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, comment, do all that good stuff. Also check out our Facebook page, Two Comic Book Dudes, and check out all of our videos on there. I've actually got them all caught up and posted. This one will be up as soon as all the elves finish splicing it together. And you can, share and like and do all that stuff too. And check out our website, comicbook.com. There's always new content going up there.
Yep. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, guys.